Joining us live to discuss this is cyber warfare expert Casey Fleming. He's the CEO of security advisory firm Black Ops Partners Corporation. Casey, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Given TikTok's work through Project Texas, is a complete ban the only option for security?
A complete ban is absolutely the only option for security. When you understand software and hardware, it's very easy to write code to flip a switch to make it look a certain way and then to transport it or make it talk to another server and then ship it off to the Chinese Communist Party. So a complete ban is absolutely required.
I see what you mean about code being very sensitive here. An energy and commerce aide said TikTok is surveilling everything and everyone. That's names, ages, locations, and biometric data like face and voice prints. Casey, children are on TikTok. How can we be sure that their data is safe years down the road?
Their data is not safe on TikTok and not on any smartphone. Other apps that are also competing with it, other big tech apps, are also tracking the data and so on. The issue with the CCP and TikTok is that this information is going back to a known enemy who've described themselves as a known enemy. So that's what the issue is. The issue is TikTok, and it has to be looked at under the lens of a thing of their strategy called unrestricted warfare. So it's not this innocuous fun app. It is a weaponized military application. Your children's data is not safe. And incidentally, your children's phone, when it's connected into the house, also sends data from your smart TV, your laptops, your computers, and when mom and dad are doing business emails, all that information is being sent back to the Chinese Communist Party.
On this topic of unrestricted warfare, what questions do you think Congress needs to be asking the CEO right now?
Questions, how do you guarantee that the data will stay in the United States? How do you guarantee that day in and day out? How do you guarantee that it won't be the switch won't be flipped to send a copy or a shadow part of the data to the Chinese Communist Party? The owning company, the holding company of TikTok is ByteDance, and ByteDance is under strict CCP law to share all data and intellectual property that they collect with the Chinese Communist Party under the guise of national security and intelligence. That's what you're dealing with. This is a wartime.
Go on, you were saying?
It's a wartime, TikTok is a wartime application. Everybody needs to understand what unrestricted warfare is, and that's the strategy that the CCP and the Russians and the rest are using against the US and the free world. When you understand what unrestricted warfare is, you need to understand that social media, and specifically TikTok, other CCP apps, including gaming apps, Shine, the top 3 apps are TikTok, Shine, and Temu, which is the Amazon killer. Those are all weaponized applications against our families, our companies, our intellectual property, our children, their biometric data, you name it.
Casey, you mentioned ByteDance. Now, Bruce Schneier, a security technologist at Harvard, claims that banning TikTok would destroy the free internet as we know it. He admits that the parent company ByteDance, which, as you mentioned, is required by law to share data with the CCP if asked, is shady. But he says Facebook and Instagram have the same data, and it often ends up sold to data brokers who themselves don't even know whose hands that data falls into. So he's calling for privacy laws, not quote-unquote security theater to protect Americans. Your response?
A lot to unpack. Number one, he needs to understand that the world is under unrestricted warfare. It's a wartime situation. It's not conventional war. It's everything short of conventional war. So his comments are not accurate. By the way, the Chinese Communist Party shut down the free internet back in the 2000s when they blocked their internet and created this great Chinese firewall. So they already started this process way back in the 2000s before they started launching their own internal internet and the apps that they're using to attack the United States and the free world. So it's under that premise that you have to look at what this is all about.
Casey, thank you for helping us look at this through the lens of unrestricted warfare and this double standard between what platforms are allowed in China and what platforms are allowed in the United States. Casey Fleming, CEO of Black Ops Partners Corporation, it's great to have your analysis.
Thanks for having me.